In the Acadian land, on the shores of the basin of Minas, distant, secluded, still, lay the fruitful valley. West and south there were fields of flax and orchards and cornfields, and away to the north Blomidon rose to look on the happy valley. Vast meadows stretched to the eastward, and pastures for flocks without number spread banquet for sheep, just now turned out to graze, and teach their lambs the way it's done in Nova Scotia. With coming on of spring, the coaxing plowshare whispers to the earth that winter's rest is done. And the country boy, with willow rod and length of twine, a bent pin and red flannel for his bait, is not, despite the many stories told, bound to come home with strings of speckled trout. Left to himself, he must find what games he can, and friends to play them with are like as not possessed of 4 legs rather than but 2. One thing they have in common is their youth, and they hold that in common with the year. Seldom the traveler finds a land so favored, where peace and beauty are so happily wed. Where else on earth does spring go forth to walk the hills and through the pleasant vales, in moods so prodigal of all her lovely tints? Indeed, all nature here seems to contrive that held between the hills, close by the sea, are treasures manifold to reaching hand, beauty of vistas grand, and scenes close by, ever to delight the questing eye. Well-ordered homes hold comfort for the heart. Hence is this truly called the Happy Valley. "300 years since first from Normandy, the early settlers came and planted here, and barns and laid their orchards. Against the background of the shadowy years, these brilliant scenes are set again each spring. The orchard trees, time out of mind, have bloomed, and with their sweet and delicate perfume, proclaimed the distant harvest to be had. Along the lanes and byways, one may walk on red soil, rich as rarest carpet spread, as though down some cathedral aisle, decked out in flowers, to honor some glad wedding day. In scented bowers, feathered mates garb spring with color and say welcome in the Happy Valley's way. Graciously they take time from their affairs to sit for hasty portrait photographs. The timid woodchuck, nature's shyest child, comes out of doors to greet the springtime sun. Here where the primeval forest stands each farmstead round and serves both as a fence and natural shield against the winter's storm, the untamed children of the woods become familiar friends on pleasant walks abroad along upland paths, the scented trees among. The shy deer and the lumbering porcupine, the small black bear, the rabbit, and the fox, all these that dwell within the ancient woods say welcome. "300 times the rhythm of the years has worn rough edges smooth. Hard overtones of modern life are quietened by the spell that's cast by age. Rich and revered traditions have come down to mellow all and lend a flavor and a charm not bought with haste or quickly to be made. Old customs linger long in Acadia, and one of these is to believe the horse still holds a place of honor. If the mare speaks her opinion of a car as to what manner of a thing it is that shines so in the sun and smells so strange, if so, I think the colt's too young to hear. Still here the shears are put to work by hand to harvest winter's growing. Mark again the endless cycle of Acadian spring in Happy Valley. That in the pleasant summer days ahead the farm pond may be used for pleasure cruises or feeding ground, a small fleet of geese school their goslings how by nature they must swim. Here is the first flotilla putting forth to learn the secret warp of waterfowl that lets them go beyond the boundaries that nature set for other animals. The bullfrog regards these new arrivals to his pond with quiet acceptance. The swimming lesson done, the amphibious flock comes landward to pursue the waddling round of farmstead yard and pasture land. The goslings are the busiest barnyard folk. They have so much to see and learn about, and every subject is approached with care, with concentration deep and serious mien. A grim determination drives them on, for they, unlike the fluffy barnyard chick, have many lessons and long hours of school. Here a reminder of that riddle set 1,000,000 times and still not answered yet. In the beginning, tell me now, I beg, which came the first, the chicken or the egg? Out of the darkness, out of endless time, the void, the quiet nothingness, new life, simple thing, a country commonplace, and yet the greatest of all. Here has new life been made before your eyes. The hearts of children keep an open house for all small helpless things, and on a farm in summer, a child's heart is a busy place, assorting and arranging room for all. Each day brings new arrivals and demands. All young things have a pure affinity, strong in belief and trust, and free from fear. Each thing seems born to grow in amity, live out their lives in all-pervading peace. But how quickly, from first light of day, the young take hold of life and learn to walk and look about and take on character. How soon the likes and dislikes press them on or hold them back, and power to reason starts. Beneath the weight of ruddy, ripening fruit, the branches of the orchard start to bend, as now the changing year approaches harvest time. The warming sun, the gentle rain, have brought that season round promised by the spring, where man goes with his team to harvest in his labors, and all the silent effort of the land draws to a close. A golden scene it is, golden in color and bespeaking wealth. Oh, what a glory doth this world put on for him who looks on duties well performed and days well spent. So lies the happy valley in the sun, the sea beside, but friendly, warm, and good, good to look upon for him that seeks an easing of the heart. Still stands the forest primeval that greeted the earliest settler, and under the shade of its branches dwells now another race with other customs and language. But in Evangeline's land, on the shores of the basin of Minas, there is room still to live in graciousness and taste the richness that is Nova Scotia.